Smell that? Your social media engagement rate stinks. Hi, I'm Becky Livingston from Penn Hill Marketing, and today I want to talk about social media engagement rates. If your social media engagement rate has changed dramatically in the past year, you're not alone. Rival Q came out with a study in 2022 that says that brands are seeing less organic engagement on some of the biggest platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. So you're not alone. But what can you do? What can you do about this? You can take time to think about your audience, and maybe your audience has changed in the last year, and you need to rethink your buyer persona and the media that they're consuming and the platforms that they're hanging out on. So that's one of the things you can do. You can also look at your social media content from the past year. Look at your analytics. What's working? What's not working? And adjust the kind of content that you're creating and sharing on social media. Forbes also came out with an article in 2023, 15 things that you can do to take your social media from stinky to stupendous. Now, that's my title, not theirs. Stinky to stupendous. So, the first one, engage more with other accounts in your niche. For example, I have a client in Texas and he's a CPA firm. He owns a CPA firm, and there's an accounting, or I'm sorry, a Texas profile on Instagram that I suggested he follow personally. And he said, I love that profile. We can definitely connect to them on our business account. So I look at the stuff that they're posting just to see if there's anything we can do to engage with them. They're in our niche. They're a Texas-based organization. They talk about a lot of the restaurants and food scene down there. And he's in Austin, so it makes sense. 2, identify and post on your target audience's favorite platform. Now, this comes back to your buyer persona. Where are your people hanging out? Where are they consuming their social media? You may need to adjust the platforms that you're on. For example, I gave up Twitter in the last 6 weeks. Oh, it's killing me. I love Twitter. Been on it since 2009. I'm personally still on it, but I took my company off in Q4. 3, be in tune with your audience's needs. What do they need to know? When do they need to know it? Is this of importance? For example, just this past weekend, the Mega Millions was 1 point some bajillion dollars. It was a huge jackpot. And, is there something we could have written about taxes for the accounting firms that we support? Sure, we could have done that. It would have been a hot topic because people think, oh, I just won $1.4 billion. But after taxes, for especially depending on where you live, you might only end up with 400 or 200 million. Not that that's a pain point, but you see what I'm saying. Tune into your audience's needs. 4, stop being too promotional. Or maybe you need to use some advertising on these social platforms to get some traction in your social media engagement. If you're constantly hitting people over the head with promotional advertisement instead of engaging on social, that's a different marketing tactic. That's advertising. That's not social media. So you may want to pull back on that a little bit. Or if you've never used it before, give it a shot. See how it works for your brand. 5, put community before sales in your content strategy. So when you think about your whole month, if you're posting 3 times a week, that's about 12 posts a month, 12 to 15, depending on the month. Of that 12 to 15 posts, 20% of them should be promotional or sales related. So let's say if you were doing 10 posts, 20% would be 2 posts. If you were doing 20 posts, it'd be 4. So not a whole lot of promotion throughout the month. You can still do other social media posts, but the promotional stuff really is limited to 20% or so. Number 6, invite conversations rather than just pushing solutions. This helps with using open-ended questions. It helps with asking people what's, what are some of your pain points? Maybe doing a poll, maybe a checklist or something like that that helps them to figure out what their pain points are and how you can help them. 7, offer value rather than chasing a trend. Now, I haven't seen any TikTok dance videos from accountants yet. Well, maybe there's 1 or 2 out there. But is that really what you need to be creating? I don't know. TikTok is a different kind of platform. Does that mean accountants could be there? Sure, especially when we think about recruiting efforts. But is that where your brand should be? I don't know. This leads right into number 8, staying on brand, but avoiding perfection. So if your brand is maybe it's a startup firm or you've just started your sole practice. If your brand is humorous, use humor. If your brand is very conservative and traditional, keep that in mind too, because all of that influences what you're posting, how it's said, how it's written, and the type of words that you're using. So not only colors are part of your brand, your logo and that stuff, but also the types of words that you're using and the experience that you're giving. I often talk about my dog. He's my CFO, my chief furry officer. He's in a lot of my videos. I talk about him a lot in social media. He's made it into a few blog posts, etc. So I stay on brand with it because Pen Heel, the heel part was my love of high heeled shoes and my love of dogs. And the heel part is teaching my dog how to heel. So that's where the heel in Pen Heel comes from, staying on brand. Number 9, talk with your audience instead of at them. Have a conversation. Zoom calls are great. They don't have to be long. Have a conversation with people. See what's going on in their world. What's impacting them today? What's not impacting them anymore? Learn about some of that stuff. 10, this is a tough one. Embrace the customer journey. This comes from the behavioral analytics that you get from your website, and it helps you to see how people are moving through your website. Whether you're using a CRM, a Salesforce, a HubSpot, whatever, or if you're using a more traditional website, WordPress, Squarespace, whatever, your analytics can show you how people move through your website. And based on that journey, you can see what people are driven to click on. So let's say, for example, you have some blog posts and you see that they click on this one, and this one, and you're like, wow, I didn't think they would go in that direction. Maybe that's an opportunity to host a webinar about those 3 topics, or create a checklist, or develop an ebook, or talk about it at a conference, something like that. Behavior journey, customer journey through your website. Number 11, engage with your employees to help them share your company's content with the people that they know would benefit from it. So embrace the employees if you have them. Help them learn how they can share their content from the company. So that's an easy one. 12, avoid assuming your target audience wants certain types of content. Yes. Ask them what they'd like. I am a reader and a visual learner. Podcasts are definitely not for me. So, podcasts I have absolutely no interest in. I barely have the radio on in my car sometimes. But however, I read a ton and I prefer to read because I'm a visual learner. I like to see pictures, I like to read visuals. Talking in my ear, though, doesn't work. Find out what your audience likes. You can do that through your analytics as well. 13, be social and active. So if people are commenting on your social platforms, have you commented back? What if they send you a direct message? Do you send them a note back? Do you like their comments when they like your stuff? Hey, that's just the tip of the iceberg when we talk about social media engagement and active participation, getting involved, sharing stories, leveraging the people in your organization to help bring that community together. 14, deter from creating content that does not support your business goals. I have to tell my students that when we think about the content we want to create, sure, everyone wants to have fun. They want to do videos. They want to do all the Instagram posts. They want to blah, blah, blah. And I always say, if you have 20 posts in a month that you need to fill, how much of that content actually supports your business? Does it demonstrate your brand? Does it increase a value market that you're looking for example, sales? Does it generate leads? Does it support the brand's community efforts? So whatever we're creating shouldn't just be content that we're pushing out there. We want to create content that also supports the brand. And 15, like this one a lot, the metrics. Vanity metrics like the like button are useless, basically, unless you want to look at branding. Like metrics are great for branding. But what we do want to look at are some more substantial metrics: conversions, shares, comments. Those kinds of metrics help to demonstrate how far your reach is in social media. So if you're at the point where your social media engagement is in the toilet, don't throw in the towel just yet. There are a lot of opportunities still in social media. Video content is big, micro video content, polls, user generated content, meaning people share content with you, all of that kind of stuff. Checklists, tips, fill in the blanks, quizzes, all of that stuff is still relevant. So find a way that you can take your social media engagement rate from stinky to stupendous in 2023. I'm Becky Livingston with Penn Heel Marketing. Give us a call if you need some help. Thanks.